Look inside a dense forest canopy where solar-powered machines engage in a high-stakes, slow-motion battle for open space. In this environment, sunlight is the only currency. Every single photon captured translates directly into the energy needed to drive photosynthesis and fuel growth. But capturing that energy requires navigating a severe structural constraint. The plant must stack multiple leaves around a single central stem. Biological survival depends on solving a spatial engineering puzzle to ensure that every leaf on that stem gets its fair share of the sty. For a plant, overcrowding is a death sentence. If one leaf grows directly above another, the higher blade casts a total shadow, rendering the lower leaf useless and starving the plant of potential energy. To manage this, plants rely on the divergence angle, the precise degree of rotation a stem makes before sprouting its next leaf. The goal is to find a rotation that prevents any higher leaf from perfectly eclipsing the ones below it. For a vertical plant, mastering this geometric challenge is the difference between thriving and starving. This diagram shows a top-down view of a plant stem, starting with a 180-degree divergence angle, a precise half-turn. While the first two leaves are clear, the third completes the turn, landing directly over the first, shading it completely. If we try a tighter 90-degree interval, a quarter turn, the stem fans the leaves out in 4 directions. This also fails. By the fifth leaf, the rotation cycles back to 0, perfectly shadowing the first leaf in the stack. Any rational number, any simple fraction of a circle, will eventually repeat its pattern. The leaves will align, the shadows will overlap, and energy will be wasted. To avoid overlapping shadows over an infinite number of leaves, the plant must abandon simple fractions and utilize an irrational number. The plant needs a rotation that never settles into a repeating pattern, a value that stays out of sync with its own previous growth, no matter how many leaves it adds. We find the foundation for this value in the Fibonacci sequence. Through the process of recursive addition, these integers map out a path toward a singular, constant angle. This is the golden angle, approximately 137.5 degrees. When a plant utilizes this angle, rotating exactly 137.5 degrees before growing each new leaf, something remarkable happens to the architecture. Vertical overlap disappears, replaced by a dense rosette of leaves, forming spirals that keep surface area perfectly maximized and shadows minimized. This specific mathematical pattern permanently solves the problem of overcrowding, ensuring that every leaf has an unobstructed window to the sun. Plants, of course, are not mathematicians. They don't have the consciousness to calculate recursive sequences. Natural selection acts as a blind optimizer, running a ruthless million-year evolutionary tournament across the entire forest floor. Over generations, plants that accidentally drifted closer to this 137.5-degree angle captured more light. They grew faster and stronger, eventually starving out the neighbors that used less efficient rotations. These geometrically optimized survivors were the only ones that lived long enough to pass their architectural blueprints to the next generation. The Fibonacci sequence in nature is the inevitable result of natural selection pushed to its absolute limits, a geometric solution to the basic problem of staying alive.